Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Mod and Pop Thrift. My name's Tom. I'm a stay-at-home dad for 5 kids, and I am a full-time eBay reseller. I'm able to stay at home because I make it work on eBay. Let's get into it. The other day, we were in here working on putting up these shelves, and I really haven't been back in here since I made that last video. And those shelves are basically to hold these totes. So after we get the what solds pulled, we're gonna put those up and see how those shelves work. First thing that sold is over here on the new shelves, and it's something you guys will recognize from recent videos. It's these guys, the glowworms. Paid $1.99 a piece for these. Asher was pulling them. They sold immediately for $20 plus shipping. This one came with batteries in it. So it worked. I wiped the faces off. I put the batteries in this one, tested them both, took the batteries out because I don't ship electronics with batteries, and we'll just put them in a box. Super simple. 4 into 20. Pretty good start to the day. The next item is in the KC Caps box. I like this box because it was designed to hold hats. And so was this one. And I got them at an estate sale where a guy was a huge hat collector. Not a lot left in here. This is a local high school, but I felt like the hat was quality enough, and I think I got it for next to nothing. IVCC, maybe it's Community College, Illinois Valley Community College, Apaches. And it's cool, made in the US, nice vintage hat. I've had it a long time. And we're still over here in the new shelf section, the HE93 Breaking Benjamin t-shirt that I bought at the auction house in a couple of lots of t-shirts. I bought 2 of this same one, and the other one's already sold, and now this one's sold. Same auction house, different lot. We're in PM1. There isn't a lot in here yet, or anymore, but there are 4 in-package California raisins, but they are from 2001. They are not the old 80s ones. They're retro that are now vintage. These didn't sell for a lot. They sold for $11 free shipping, but they literally were a throw-in on an auction that I bought Pez dispensers. This is over here in the dark corner behind the mess we're going to try to clean up today. It's dark enough back here. I don't see super well in the dark. I mean, nobody sees, but not even as well as I did 10 years ago. But there's some story with this, so we'll take it over there. This was a whatnot pickup from a seller in Florida that I buy a lot from, Epcot Center. So this is a cast member uniform, probably for the Living Seas. That tag is indicative of the 80s cast member uniforms. This went up for auction starting at 20 bucks. I was the only bidder. I was almost tempted to keep it, but how fun would that be? We're going to Disney this summer. How fun would it be to wear this to Disney? But I did not keep it. I ended up selling it. I had it for $125 listed, which I knew was way overpricing the market, and then it didn't sell, so I lowered it to $85, which was also a little bit above the market. And then I sent out a 15% offer, and somebody came back at $50. And I countered at $70, and they countered at $55 and said, that's the most I can do. And I said, I don't really want to take that. I didn't say anything. I just declined it. And then, so declining their $55 offer that said it's the highest they would go, they then messaged me and said, well, I guess I could come to 60 if 60 would work. And I was like, all right, fine. And it's somebody who'd bought from me before, and it's somebody that is in Florida, which, I mean, I don't know why that matters, but it feels more legitimate if people live very near the park, if they might be collecting or reselling. I don't care if they make money on it. But anyway, the We went back and forth quite a bit, and I ended up selling it for $60 plus shipping, and the buyer paid immediately. So that worked out pretty well. And now we're down here with the DVD lot that I bought the other day at Goodwill, like $5 a box. And somebody accepted an offer on Orange is the New Black, but then they never paid. What sold was In Plain Sight, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we're down here with the DVD lot that I bought the other day at Goodwill, like $5 a box. And somebody accepted an offer on Orange is the New Black, but then they never paid. What sold was In Plain Sight, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And these sold for $42 free shipping. They could go media, but I might put them in a see if I can get them in a priority flat rate situation, because I hate sending media. And here's my thought on that, and you guys will tell me that I'm wrong, and you might be right, but that's the way I do it. I charge, well, and I didn't charge media on this one, but I do a lot of things where I'll, especially if it's first class, I will charge them media because that's what makes me competitive. And then in order to get, I have had so many items that I shipped media that didn't show up for 30 days. eBay gives the person their money back, and then the tracking number shows up, that I am then out the product and out the money. I would rather ship that priority and spend $9 of my profit that I'm paying for the shipping out of the 42. So do I gamble the $6 that is the difference between a $4 media and a $6 priority? The way I see it is, if I ship that media, I'm gambling with whether or not it's going to be there. Maybe 70% of the time it shows up in a timely manner, but then there's the 30% where I ship media and it never shows up, and I give the person their money back, and then it shows up in a month and they have their free item, which isn't their fault, and I'm not sour at them about it. I'm just sour at the situation as a whole. So I would rather spend an extra $6 to keep the 36 in my pocket, rather than save those $6 and take a chance of losing the 36. Does that make sense? I'm not going to lose sleep over spending an extra $5 on shipping. If I can't afford to eat $5 on shipping, then probably the item wasn't worth selling in the first place. And I look at my store as a whole. When I'm out sourcing, I'm like, this particular item, am I going to do well with this? But if on the customer service end, I have to eat more than I wanted to, not break even, maybe lose a little bit of money to keep customers happy, to keep things rolling, to make something sell that I shouldn't have bought, I try to look at the store as a whole as selling a whole bunch of stuff, and I made a bunch of profit on these DVDs. So if an item, a screw up happens and I lose some money, it doesn't hurt as bad, because I don't think about the individual items as I'm thinking about my store and I'm thinking about customer service. Anyway, I'm going to spend extra, more than they were expecting, to ship that, because I don't trust the media mail, but I'm going to put media mail on their shipping, lowering expectations, over delivering, and I'm still well into the profit. I made money on those DVDs a long time ago, and it's a little bit of peace of mind about not having to wonder if the media mail will ever show up. Now, you may choose not to do that, and that's probably the better decision, but on a lot of things, especially the first class things, but also the reasonably expensive, $42 is a big sale. I mean, I sell $42 things every day, but they're the good things that I sell. So I would rather do a little bit more I have the margin in the, I have 75 cents into this, and I already made my money back a long time ago. I wonder what that noise was. So I beating a dead horse at this point. I'm gonna go figure out what that noise was. I don't know, but when I went outside, there were neighbors outside too. We don't know what that noise was. It sounded like it was a couple blocks away. Okay, so if I'm going to include all of that craziness, I keep seeing my shadow on my face. If I'm going to include all that crazy talk, you guys should like the video and comment about that. How do you handle those situations? What do you think about what I just said? Tell me I'm dumb. Tell me I'm crazy. Tell me you hadn't thought of that, and perhaps it's a good idea and you're going to start doing that. Let me know. One of the few boxes that has hats that isn't in that huge hat section, NH4, we sold this hat, and I don't know anything about Molly Goodheads in Florida, but it's got a mostly naked mermaid on it. But the reason that I would buy a hat like this, 3-stripe hats, this one didn't sell for big money because it has a local bar most likely on it, and so it's not going to have mass appeal. But these vintage 3-stripes tend to do really, really well. And like I say with a lot of hats, if this was a patch that was Pepsi, it would be so much money, and then it would be blue instead of black. It would, if this was John Deere, that Briggs and Stratton hat that I wear a lot, which by the way is listed in the store. Send me an offer. This 3-stripe hats, if you see 3-stripe hats, look them up. At very least, I buy them unless they're more than $6 or $7. This one, I know I got this one at a thrift store, and it's a thrift store that holds their hats for me to look through because I'll make them better offers than they put them on the shelf for. So I'm reasonably certain their hat price is $2 a piece. I offered them $5 on this one, and it sold for $12 plus shipping. And I offered them more because I anticipated that it would do better than it did. And I don't regret that. That is where relationship, like, I waste a lot of money. I think you could make the argument that I waste a lot of money based on the DVD thing that we just did. But like this, where I'm paying up for hats at this place, and sometimes I even, what I would say, overpaid for this hat. Those people hold all of their hats back so that I can see them because I pay for hats. So I have paid $5 for Filson hats. I've paid $10 for sports specialty script hats. But I've also paid $5 for a hat that's a 3-stripe that sells for $12. And so that's where I'm like, you kind of got to look at the whole picture instead of one single item at a time. That's about building the relationship and making sure that I'm not taking advantage and they feel like I'm doing right by them and by my business, because they're a small business too. But they're just putting every hat out on the shelf for $2 a piece. And then me and the shop owner got to talking about hats, and he's like, well, if you are looking for specific hats, I can just hold the hats back. And then if you're coming in once every 2 weeks, we'll just not restock the hats until you've seen them. I did give away my secret location just now on the video, but I decided to keep that under my hat. And we already talked about this one on New Year's Eve. This is the noisemakers that sold for $9 plus shipping. And the last thing is in here, and it is partially in here anyway. Hat pins that I got from the McDonald's manager guy. And I stole one to wear as a tie tack for the wedding. And so I got to go get that off of my tie. So this is not good and needs to change today. So the 20th, I sold $564. And every day since has been like 100, less than 150. Nope, I'm making a YouTube video. So, yeah, we got to get this back out. But Christmas is going to have a drop off, and like I said several times, I haven't been really working super hard. So, it's 2023 now. Let's get to work. So, the reality on this $42 free shipping sale is that media is $4.83, and for $3.40 more, I get $50 in insurance and 3-day shipping instead of 30 days shipping. So in my book, it's worth it to pay the $3 and $3.25 or whatever it ended up being at the math to get that extra. Okay, so walking into the storeroom, this is supposed to be the storeroom. So the death pile is still huge behind me, but we're making progress because now we have the aisle and the other aisle. And this stuff, these are the old shelves that we took down, the cheap plastic ones, and they'll be gone soon enough. Huge. This is a lot of empty boxes and stuff that needs donated, but I haven't gotten to that yet. That's the collection wall over there. This will be the photo booth, but I had it set up as a photo booth, and that's too tall. I can't work with it there. I'm too short. This is going to be the desk. This is a horrible mess. And now this is the shipping station. So we've got, I'm going to have my scale and my tape and markers and void fill boxes, poly mailers, or bubble mailers. I'll either get another one of these carts or figure out something to do on this side for poly mailers and bubble wrap and paper. And then this will be the shipping station. So progress is being made. Now we're making progress, guys. I don't even have a light on over here. Wall of totes on the racks. And then this is kind of the back side of these, but they are full. And the aisle is reasonably clean. I got a handful of things that kind of have to poke out on one side, but that's progress. And the workstation and a little bit of floor. So now I got to clean the desk off and the photo station adjustments, and I'll be ready to get things rolling for 23. But now I got to go work on a dryer. I'm just good at taking things apart and putting them back together. So I was tasked with attempting that with a dryer that died. So I think with that, I will bid you adieu. We'll do some what solds tomorrow. Hopefully I get some stuff listed tonight. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.